Welcome to Al Wives Brook Farm in the heart of Cape Elizabeth, Maine. Al Wives Brook Farm is a vegetable farm and lobster pound that our grandfather worked every day until he passed away in 2008 and left the farm to my father, the farmer, Jody Jordan. Hello, I am Caitlin Jordan, the farmer's daughter. I work alongside my father every day in hopes of learning enough to take over the farm myself someday. Our family has been farming in Cape Elizabeth since the 1600s, making my generation the 13th generation to farm. We have come to Kickstarter to ask for our community support to help us raise enough money to rebuild our farm stand to ensure our ability to continue to grow and catch the products of Cape Elizabeth. The farm began as a wholesale farm, growing cabbage, lettuce, and squash for the Hannaford brothers. As Jody grew older and became more involved in the farm, he helped move the farm into more retail sales. He and his wife Patricia opened the farm stand in 1979. Jody also began drastically increasing the variety of vegetables offered to include beans, beets, broccoli, corn, kale, peppers, tomatoes, and much more. The town of Cape Elizabeth is not just an old historical farming community, but also a fishing town. Jody grew up with two loves, farming and lobstering. As the retail farm stand was started, a lobster pound was as well. Al Wives Brook Farm combined both farming and lobstering into one life and began harvesting land and sea. My siblings and I have held our lobster licenses since we were 6 months old, and to this day you can find us on the water. There are 3 lobster boats in the family, the Patricia Ann, the Hotspot II, and the Striker. The beauty and calm of the ocean is a dream to have for an office every day. Hauling each trap, not knowing if it will be full or empty, measuring each lobster for the keepers and the throwbacks. The farm is completely family-owned and operated, as each family member plays a different role, from Dad and I balancing all the day-to-day operations, Lincoln working the fields, Tucker spending his days on the lobster boat, and Casey helping in the farm stand, and everyone switching in between. To my great-uncle Lester, who just celebrated his 80th birthday, who continues to grow all the herbs for the farm stand, to cousins and uncles and nieces and nephews who all work together to get the day's work done. Whether the work includes transplanting, moving water pipe, or excavating a giant rock from the field, family is what matters here. Al Wives Brook Farm has planted and raised 19 acres of vegetables over the past few years. Just last year, Lincoln and I decided to turn over new acreage that had sat fallow for nearly 30 years and created what the family refers to as Jordan Generations Field. We started with just a 1-acre pumpkin patch, and it is now our plan to increase the field's acreage to 6. In doing so, we will be able to grow more and new varieties of vegetables. This year alone, we have added leeks and celery to the over 20 vegetables grown. Not forgetting the other half of our family's passion, lobstering. Every day but Christmas, we sell lobsters to the public, and every day we are asked if we cook them, and day after day we have to answer no, and with that, the increase in lost business is growing. With the money raised here on Kickstarter, we will be able to replace the farm stand that is currently too small, as it is for the vegetables we grow now, let alone what we will be growing in the new fields, with a larger farm stand. We want to include a small kitchen to be able to finally say, yes, we can cook those lobsters for your dinner tonight, as well as bake some yummy treats throughout the growing season, from apple pies to zucchini breads. Our plan, working with family and close family friends, will be to pour a new foundation, as the current one has many cracks, add a drainage system for the water the lobster tanks create, and expand the farm stand to include the entire space rather than just half of it, as we use now. We will add an upstairs office and additional storage space. As society continues to change and evolve, in order for our family to continue to pass on this amazing way of life, our farm stand has to continue to evolve, and with this new space, we believe we can do just that for a few more generations to come.